Thank you, Mr. President. Dear colleagues, since the start of the invasion, almost 3 million people have fled Ukraine. Half of the refugees are children. There has not been a refugee crisis of this scale and speed since the Second World War. Vladimir Putin has repeatedly denied his forces are attacking civilians. However, journalists on the ground and civilian reports have captured how Russia's military has targeted hospitals, schools, and residential neighborhoods. Some see this as indiscriminate shelling, but colleagues, remember that Russia had professional and well-trained armed forces and has had full access to Ukraine that has allowed them to deliberately target to these coordinates. They have trapped civilians and left tens of thousands without food, water, electricity, and medical services. And now we hear about kidnappings of local leaders. This is beyond reprehensible. Russia's invasion did not begin this past February. Colleagues, what we are seeing is only the continuation of Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 and shortly after the encroachment into Ukraine's eastern regions. Crimea was a test by Russia, and the world's good nations failed that test. The mild response became a free pass. If the global response then was what it is today, then today may never have happened. And so we must continue to act decisively on all available fronts. To date, there has been a great collective resolve shown with respect to sanctions. We have begun and must continue other pressure levers. I speak specifically of oil and gas. The critical role of petroleum in the Russian economy is no secret. And so the sooner major importers reduce their dependence on Russian petroleum, the sooner we choke funding to its military. Canada has banned future Russian imports. As a Canadian from a petroleum-producing region, it's disheartening to see some of our European allies so heavily reliant on Russian energy. Canada holds the third largest petroleum reserves in the world, behind only Saudi Arabia and Russia. I acknowledge there are significant obstacles to Canada being part of the solution to Europe's dependence on Russian energy. One of these is the unjust reputation our oil and gas industry has developed over the years in Europe. Canada's petroleum industry is among the most responsibly produced in the world with regard to environmental standards, labor rights, and safety. Higher than Saudi Arabia, higher than Venezuela, and yes, higher than Russia. Canada's energy industry should be helping Europe wean itself off Russian petroleum, not watching from the sidelines. As we have observed from the events unfolding in Ukraine, many of us have felt powerless. But there is more that can and must be done to reduce the supply of international funds that fuel Russian aggression. Substituting Russian imports with a reliable ally supply is one logical step we can take together. Here, as an observer nation, Canada does not have a vote. But please know that you do have the full support of all Canadians. Slava Ukraini. Thank you.